Hello and welcome to Dominator Mobile Installation training video on how the G-forms work. And G-forms are handed out to the installers, technicians out in the field. And it's a form of information that's transmitted directly into the Dominator administration team. And this slideshow training is going to train you guys on how all this works. It's going to better help you guys get us the information that we need in the field. Pretty much this is going to be a rundown of all the procedures and how the field text and information is used by DMI Admin and DMI vendors and customers. Sorry about that. We got somebody coming into the office. These procedures is a total team effort. Without you guys doing what you need to do in the field, we're not going to be able to get this information that we need. And this information is valuable information that needs to be passed on to our vendors and our customers in a timely manner. A lot of our customers are going to be requiring this early in the morning, so our admin team needs this information that you guys are going to be providing us by 8 a.m. in the morning for meetings that are scheduled for every day at 10 a.m. in the morning. So this information has to be transmitted to us very quickly. Photos included. So as we go through here, you guys are going to see what I'm trying to tell you guys. First off, as you guys know, I'm Bud. I'm the actual owner and operator of Dominator Mobile Installation. And Randy, my brother, we pretty much will call him the CFO. He's the one that's going to be taking care of the invoicing directly with the customer. He approves your guys, the technicians in the field, all you guys, your invoices that come in on a weekly basis. He also approves all your expenses. So if you have hotel rooms, fuel costs, stuff like that, we need to know about it. Timely manner. That way he knows what we need to invoice out to our customers or vendors, and if it goes to the vendors are invoicing the customer, the very end customer. So we need to know if y'all picked up, consumables, product, parts, whatever, depending on the customer, what we need to buy. Tom, who we call VIP, is IT support. He wears multiple hats. He's direct link to Randy. He's the one that he takes all your intel and compiles it daily and sends it over to Randy, that Randy then takes and invoices out. So as a team, those two work hand in hand. Tom's also going to be collecting all the work order forms, photos from the techs. He puts those in Google Drive daily, make sure they're there. And we can go back on those photos anytime. And there's Mr. Thompson right there. He's our direct.
And if I may interrupt you real quick, just remind you guys as you're putting these pictures in Google, be sure to label them just an abbreviation of the company and the truck number. That's all I need. If you'll label all of them the same for that one truck, then we'll know what truck it is.
There you go. Randy and Tom and Luigi, all three will be helping, but primarily Tom will be contacting customers, helping with the scheduling and follow-ups. We will be making follow-up calls to the customers to make sure that they're happy with their installs and our customer support out in the field. Luigi's your field tech man. He's your field manager. He also works on scope of works. He also he really looks close at your photos that come in. He also works right hand in hand with Tom on making sure that all the paperwork's turned in daily and all the photos are turned in daily. Luigi's also the one that's going to be talking directly with vendors. For example, if we have a support side of our vendors that we have a direct contact with on a daily basis, and then that vendor is also talking to the end customer on a daily basis, well, Luigi's going to be the one that's handing off that information on a daily, every morning before the meetings start. This is very, very important that we get this information to our vendors. This information is vital information because we are the front line to our vendor. In other words, if we're out there for Dominator mobile installation, say we're a GPS company or whatever, and we're out there and DMI is installing for us, DMI is now Dominator. In other words, that's who we are, and we're out there serving that customer or that vendor to that customer. And if that customer comes up to us and says, "Hey, I need this, this, and this," then that information needs to be relayed directly to Luigi, and Luigi directly sends that information over every morning in his meetings. The same as if we run across parts needed, extra relays needed. We've got a change of work, a scope of work that needs to be changed because we have something that we didn't know about. Then all that needs to be transparent directly to Luigi so he can get those parts ordered and get them shipped out to wherever location you guys are at. Installers in the field, the installers in the field will not be ordering from our vendors directly. They have to go through Luigi or Tom or somebody in the administration staff on DMI side. I can't have the installers in the field ordering parts and then we turn around thinking they haven't been ordered and we order another set of parts. Next thing you know, they're doubled up out there. We also want to make sure that we stay structured on this side. Luigi also works directly with the customer quite a bit. He'll talk directly with the vendor's customers to build a relationship with them out there in the field. And every once in a while, you'll see Luigi out in the field doing spot checks on the installs that we've done in the past. Quality control is a very, very big thing in our company as well. Make sure you turn in your photos daily and your paperwork. Big, big thing. Once DMI receives an install and or service request via email or phone, it doesn't matter which way we get it, a G form is started from admin. This is how Google Forms work. Sometimes when we get it on email form or a phone call, we'll send this out to the actual customer themselves, and they'll fill this in on their email or on their phone, and we get it back, and it comes in as a spreadsheet. As for example, this right here is one of our customers, and he put all his pertinent information in, told us how many installs are coming up, and they're going to be located in the Dallas location, and here's his contact information. So at this point, we can now compile and start emailing him and start gathering the information for in the field and the products that we need. We know what kind of trucks we're doing. We know what kind of products we need. We can get it ordered. This is what you guys will not see, but this is what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. At that point, the DMI team, the admin team on this side will start scheduling. And that'll be usually between Tom and Luigi. And they'll start figuring out where our field techs are at, who's getting assigned to it, who's been at that site before, so on and so on. If you have a relationship with that customer, more than likely you'll get to go back out there to that customer because they usually want you to come out or they feel comfortable with the same installer each time they call us for a service or an install. When we assign this to an installer, you'll see it come across your Google Calendar. As you can see on this slide here, Google Calendars will pop up. This is what we see on our side. You'll see just your events. If we don't get a response from you guys in a reasonable amount of time, we have to assign it to somebody for our customers. So you may be taken off that and reassigned to another install, and another installer be step on this one here. So make sure you watch your emails and give us a response back that the job is accepted. Once you accept the job, or once you tell us you accept the job, you can open it up and you'll notice inside the calendar that you'll see the attachments that have been added to it. Those are also G-form attachments. Those forms will be used in the field when you go out. For example, there's a radio service for this particular work order. You got services, and I'm not sure what this bottom one is here, but it could be just a spreadsheet with the trucks on it. It's probably a health report.
Yeah, that's a running spreadsheet to assist him in finding the other trucks that might be at the Saginaw location.
Okay. So this is information that the installer is going to need out in the field.
And in the past, we've put SOPs there, we put wiring diagrams there, we've shared install videos there along those lines. So always look at your attachments, because you never know what information might be in that attachment to keep you from having to call Bud, Randy, or myself, or Luigi on something, because it could be there. So be sure to check that to make sure it works.
Right on. A lot of times, if we go to this location quite a bit because it's one of our service locations in Saginaw. But if it's not, and y'all need a location, most of the time we'll have a location up here. And there's actually a button you can push on. It'll drop it straight over to Google Maps on your phone. It'll take you straight there. Once you arrive on site, and we're talking, it don't matter what if it's just one service, it doesn't matter. The customer really wants to see you. They want to see you show up. So you need to be on time. You need to wear approved install attire. So if you have Dominator t-shirts, Third Eye t-shirts, mechanic t-shirts that our DMI mechanic shirts, that's proper attire. And remember, safety is always first. So if it's required to wear safety vest, wear a safety vest. I personally like you guys wearing a safety vest no matter where you're at. It looks professional and high visibility, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt. We're not to be wearing cutoff shorts, flip-flops, and a tank top. That's not at all. I've seen installers in the field like that before, and that is a big no-no to us. We got to look professional. Meet up with the customer, present yourself in confidence. Assure them that we are there to take care of their fleet. In other words, when you show up to a site and say it's a GPS system that you've never installed before, but if I have confidence that you can do a 3-wire install, then you can do a 3-wire install on a GPS. So you're going to show up there. Don't tell the customer, look, I've never done this before, but I think I can do it. Don't do that. Just go there and meet with the customer, tell them that you're going to take care of their fleet, ask them, is there anything else they need, or, just you know how to do your job when you get out there. Just be confident and show them you're confident. Never be in a hurry. And if you have more than 1 or 2 installs to do out there, make sure you complete an inventory. Even if you have 1 install and you get out there and you look at the inventory and you're missing an antenna, or you're missing it was 2-way radio, you're missing parts there, we need to get on the phone and we need to get it reconciled as soon as possible. Look, sometimes the salespeople are not too far away and they might have forgot to leave all the parts there. Give one of us a call so we can get a hold of that contact and get it taken care of. If it's a large rollout, we have to do a complete inventory. Not only do we looking for stuff that's missing, but let's do a complete inventory, get it to Luigi or Tom, get it on a spreadsheet, and we're going to send that over to our vendor that put us on the job. That way they know exactly what we have in the field. There's a lot of packages that come up missing in some of these large rollouts. And these parts that come up missing can shut us down on our deadlines. So the first day you're out there, we have to meet up with customers, make sure we know what their safety is, make sure they know that we do our safety meetings every day on a large rollout, and that we will conform to their requirements and knock out that inventory so that way we can get to our vendors in a timely manner.
The main thing about that inventory is, if Vericom tells me they sent 100 radios to the job site and nobody counted them up front, and you tell me they only sent 95, it's not going to matter what you say, because the client says they sent 100 and they've got somebody standing in their office saying, I counted them before I sent them. And we've got nobody to say, well, Jimmy counted them when they got here because Jimmy didn't count them. Nobody counted them. So then we got to eat those radios. And it has ended up costing us in the past having to buy equipment that we didn't keep proper inventory on. So that's another reason.
Speaking of that, that just happened to us with Fleet Tracks on Apollo. I had to buy 3 GPSs because one of our technicians didn't ever do inventory. And that happened 3 months ago. 3 months later, we're supposed to go back out there and finish the 37, but we didn't do inventory 3 months ago. So now there's missing 3 units, and it fell on us because the customer said they never got them back.
And one of the things I want to impress is that if you are going to be working with certain types of equipment, particularly concrete companies, all the equipment is very expensive. So if you come up short on something, they cost a lot. One Trimble GPS is like $2,000. You don't want to be missing even one of them.
True that. We can track it down up front, a lot better off. The other thing is make friends with not only the fleet manager that you first meet with, but also, if you can, meet up with the head mechanic there, because we're going to be, if we're doing a large rollout, they're going to want to know what we're doing, what our installs look like, and how we're making our connections. We want to be transparent to them as well.
And you never know when that head mechanic's going to offer up one of his days on a rainy day, keep you out of the weather.
That's true, because once you make good, this guy, that mechanic's going to help you schedule trucks, get undercover, help you diagnose, if we have any trouble codes come up or anything like that, he's going to be there to help us. Good team effort there. Once you meet the POC, find out the best person to schedule with. Went over that already, especially we were there for several days to work. Make sure your QC manager knows your schedule, so that way we know whenever we're talking in the morning at our meetings what we're looking like on our schedule, if we're going to meet our deadline, what our parts look like, and do we need to ship overnight, or can we do regular shipping if we need to send anything else out. A lot of times these fleet managers will add trucks, so now the sales team has to get involved. So all this information is coming straight off from the field from us. Also, when you're talking to the customers, we've been to a lot of sites where we're doing GPS tracking units, and they come up to us and say, hey man, can you also install Bluetooth radio or LED strobes, work lamps? We can do all that stuff. If it doesn't interfere with what our vendor has sold the customer already, then we can actually do an upsell at that place. But we're not going to go out there for a Trimble install and try to sell the competitor's GPS tracking unit. That's a big no-no. Once you get ready to do your installs, this is where the magic really happens. This is where you start photographing your vehicle. This is the intel that we really need. We need that VIN number. We need that vehicle ID number, which is the VIN number. Photographs of that is great. We definitely need that. Photo of the product being installed and the serial number so we can see it, especially on GPS units. But it's really good even if it's on a product that doesn't even have GPS in it. But if we get the serial number, that's awesome for later on if somebody, if something comes up and they need to do an insurance adjustment on it, or vehicle's been burned up or stolen or anything like that. It's good to have these.
And it's also great to have for inventory purposes as well.
Absolutely. We don't ever want to have to go back out to that vehicle to open up a dash, try to find the number. That's time and money.
And we've been there and done that.
Yes, we have. Complete a pre-inspection on the vehicle. This will save you time and money. Ultimately, an installer is a contractor, and that contractor is warrantying his install. So if that truck, we get a phone call, or when we call to do a checkup on the install as a follow-up, and they say, yeah, truck number 45, ABS light's on, and the driver says that light was never on until after we installed the GPS tracking unit, then that falls on the installer. And it don't matter what the end result is, we have to spend time and money on that to try to figure out the solution on it, because we're not going to leave that customer hanging. We're going to figure out how to fix it. So the best way to do that is start your vehicle that you're about to work on. Note and photo any issues before you start your install. Send it via G-Forms. If there are any issues, notify your field manager and or DMI manager team so we can email that intel over to the PLC ASAP. This is a big, big thing. So as you start photographing and filling out your forms, this needs to be done. We got check engine lights. We need to know about it. We got a bird's nest of wires that you see. We've seen it on the waste trucks where rats have been in it. You've got burritos hanging from underneath the dash. You got mice inside the cab, snakes, whatever you find. If it's full of mud or if it's covered in tobacco, we need photos inside that vehicle. Cracks on windshields. Anything you think that
guys,
could pop up.
I'm telling you guys.
Okay, we're back. Had a little minor pause there. But as Tom was saying about us getting photos from the field and being able to notify the fleet manager in a timely manner about check engine lights or any damages to his trucks, it makes us look really well. Thank you, Tom, for that. So here's the first photo that you guys need to grab out there in the field. This has got the VID number on it. We need that number. This number right here is a huge thing. This is what we need. The next photo that we're going to need is the VIN number. As you can see, that VIN number right there is a big deal. We need that. It also gives us the year, make, and model. On some of these stickers, we can see it. This particular one, yeah, it says 2013 right there. And sometimes it'll tell us there's Freightliner right there. So we need that. Because if it doesn't come across on your paperwork, we can at least pull up the photos. Now these photos, Tom will tell you that, hey, I need these labeled as y'all take photos of them. You can take your camera on your phone, take a photo, label it, and save it, or actually send it to the Google Drive. And we have set each and every one of you guys up with a link to Google Drive, and these photos will fall right in there.
And you'll find that link, guys, under your shared with me on your Google Drive, and that's where you'll find those. That was loud. And Bud, can you share your screen? Because we can't see the actual.
Oh. All right, now photo number 3. Can you take charge of that there, Tom, while I'm working on this computer over here?
Yes, photo number 3. It looks like it is the model number of the equipment that's being installed. So reading that correctly.
There we go. Yeah, what this is it's like I didn't have a photo of a GPS unit in the dash, but after you do the install, it's good to get a photo of that GPS unit either before or after the install. You want to make sure you get a picture of that serial number. We want that serial number or that product number, and if you get the lights on, that shows us a photo with it working. That's going to be at the end of the install as well. But If you want to hold the unit up next to the VIN number and take a picture of it, that's fine. If we get the information we need, we got the information we need.
Right, and Bud cut out, but what he was saying, if you'll hold the GPS up next to the VIN number where we should see the serial number of the GPS and the VIN number at the same time, you're only taking one picture.
Right. And then QC purposes, especially when customers call, they want to know where that unit's hooked up, or if they call us up and go, man, there's a bird's nest underneath my dash. 2 weeks ago, y'all out here did an install, and y'all need to come fix it. Well, if we have a picture of our install and it's clean like this, and we button that up, and we have a photo of this, and it's inside of our file, and then another installer comes out there and does a job that he just throws the wires in there, we have proof of what we did. I can pull these photos up, or Tom can, or anybody can. Share this photo with them, go, look, this is the install that we did. This is what our stuff looked like. Even if we go out there, now we can charge them a service call to clean up whatever the other installer did, because we have these photos to begin with. So this can work to your benefit. Everything that we're doing is to benefit the installer and Dominator.
And that's where labeling the picture comes into play as well. If I got to go through 1,000 pictures to find that truck because they're not labeled, that client, it's hard for me to combat that. And a lot of times the drivers will come in behind us and rehook up their old radio stations, or go behind the dash and hook up their own satellite radio reception stuff, and they just cut wires out of their way. So if we've got a picture of what we've done, then we're all in the clear.
There you go. This is a photo of a dash panel. You see these lights that can come on up here. Of course, this brake light's just showing that the brake's on. But if we have any check engine lights before or after an install, we need photos of that. Remember what I said, windshield photos, any damages inside a truck, A pillars, B pillars that are missing, dash panels that are missing. We work on all kinds of trucks, all year models, and we've seen it all. Previous installs done for other installers that's just, and we have to go in and clean up. Take pictures of that. Tell us how long it takes you to clean those wires up, reroute wires, whatever. That we want to keep that fleet safe and not to burn down or keep that truck on the road. We photograph it, we can pretty much will charge for it, which means we can give you guys more money out in the field. When we're doing services and y'all show up to a site, we don't know what's wrong with it all the time. We just know that the drum sensors are not working on a concrete truck. So we get out there and there's 2 missing bolts, and we don't know anything about that. But you guys go out there and y'all find these 2 missing bolts, take a picture of it. I'm not saying that they're really missing, but this picture, to us, it looks like it is. But
no,
take a picture of those bolts. Yeah, they're missing to us. This is why it's not working. We can send that over to the customer. And here we got the customer says, yeah, the factory sensor is not working, and we don't know why. We get out there, we find a sensor that's like this. We take a picture of it, then we fix it. We adjust our sensor as well. We charge accordingly, and the customer's happy. If it continues to happen, we can address that with photos that has been gathered. Any tampering, let's put tamper seal on, tamper zip ties, and photograph that stuff. When we get done with the install, we're going to go back to the square one. We're going to start the vehicle, make sure there's no check engine light. Sometimes we let it run 5 or 10 minutes. Photograph everything that we, photograph the unit working. Before we button up the dash, if it's behind the dash, with the monitor, we take a picture of the monitor with the vehicle in reverse, or side cameras, turn the blinkers on, whatever we're going to do. Take photos of it. Notify the field supervisor if we have any issues. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then start on your paperwork, and you're good to go. This is a photo of a monitor that's working for one of our customers. And if we have to call customer support to activate a GPS or activate a DVR or a UDU, then do it. Then you're going to complete your Google Drive forms in the field that day. This truck is not completed until these forms are completed. Now, if we're using, and as you've seen this, you guys are going to learn as you go. You know, there's going to be some learning curves as we use these forms, and we're probably going to tweak these forms a little bit to make it easier for you and us. But this is all going to be located on Google Calendar. And if we're working with Third Eye and you're using Go Canvas, you do not have to do a work order. We can pull from Go Canvas the same information.
But you will still have to do your daily form, just not this one.
Right. And your photos will have to be dropped into Google Drive and into Go Canvas. Once we get this form, once you complete this form, I'm going to show you what it looks like on our end. It goes from this right here, we can see this part, and then we turn this into, which automatically turns into a spreadsheet. And whenever you enter it in, it already timestamps it for you. You put in the truck number, radio number, this happens to be a Bearcom job, VIN number on the truck, who the technician was, and what the notes were. These notes can be extensive. Y'all can put in there PTO 1 was this, PTO 2 was this, you know, we need diagnostics, we need this, parts missing, damage dash, whatever. That's what that's for. Once you complete your work order on that one truck, it's going to fill in this one line. And then the next time you go on there, it's going to fill in the second line. So this is what we get every morning. Tom and Luigi are going to be pulling this up, verifying this with your daily sheet, making sure you've invoiced properly for it. And then Luigi's going to be looking at photos. Tom's going to be moving the photos for Luigi. And then at the very end, hopefully by noon or so, all these are going over to Randy, and Randy's going to be invoicing off this sheet. And that's how this works. Go Canvas, when you're not filling out one of the G forms for the work order, Go Canvas is real similar to that. This is what we see, and then it turns into an actual spreadsheet. We log on to the admin page. This is what we see that comes in. It's got our installers' names on it. And then it turns into a spreadsheet with a lot of detail. Now this is,
guys, this is where, if you do your paperwork before you go back to the hotel, shower, and go to bed, Luigi don't have to call y'all in the morning and try to wake y'all up. We don't want to wake y'all up. We want y'all to sleep and be rested so you're ready to go again the following night. But our client needs this information. He needs this information right now while y'all are sleeping. And he don't care if I got to wake you up to get it. So if you do your paperwork on time and the way it's supposed to be done, you can sleep and have sweet dreams.
So yes, this intel then is taken, and we don't use all this intel, but we use partial of it, and then Third Eye, which is the customer here using Go Canvas, uses the rest of it for inventory purposes, profit and loss, and also invoicing out. Now they audit our invoice to this, just like we audit your invoice to this. So
and inventory as well.
Right. So what it boils down to is your invoice is paid based on the information we get in the field. And this is your daily sheet. So when you put down your dailies, what you put in here, we're going to audit to what your work order is. And if your work orders, if you don't have a work order to match this, we can't pay you because there's no money there. And the photos have to be there too to show a completed job. At the very end of the day, QuickBooks is completed, and Tom and Luigi have dropped your files into Google Drive into folders, as you can see kind of in this side picture here. And at any point in time, from here on out, from years on in, as long as we have Google Drive, we have access to these files, and we can pull stuff up that you've done in the past, or a customer calls and says, I need to know what happened to this truck in 2008, so we can pull that up.
Or a lot of times they call up, hey man, can you send that installer back out here that you had out here January last year? He did a good job. I got some more radios to install. I go back, I find out who did it, you get the job, you get work, you get paid again.
There you go. And again, you guys, the future of Dominator depends on our ability to grow and improve with the industry. So for the rest of this year, we do have quite a bit of work coming in, and we're going to add more people and add more administrators or managers to help in the field. Our customers are definitely liking what we're doing, and a lot of it has to do with the communication between the actual you guys in the field, our administration team, going all the way up to them. So it's very important, you know, that you understand that we understand how important you guys are. We wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for good installers like you guys. But we do have to grow with the times. And this concludes the training for this. If you have any questions, give any of us a call. Primarily Tom and Luigi. A lot of the field calls are going to be now filtered to Luigi and Tom, based on the fact that Randy and I are doing other stuff to make sure you guys have plenty of jobs in the field. We're doing sales, we're making sure collections are done, we're making sure invoices are going out so everybody gets paid. But I can tell you personally, me and Christy thank everybody out there. I know Tom does, and Randy and Luigi, they're all here right now. And thumbs up to everybody. So we'll have some more training coming up, and as we get this training done, we're probably going to improve on these slides as well. So if you guys have any thoughts or ideas that you guys need something, or y'all need training on, let us know, and we can spend some time on getting you guys some idea, you know, getting you guys some training out there using the slides, because I know you guys are on different schedules, different locations. We got technicians in different states and working different times. So let us know. We're here for everybody. Thank you guys.